So I'm walking to the bus after work from Goodwill. So they've been scrunching up my face. They actually just gave me a reminder that the guy that I'm training, that I trained at the end of today, that I'm not going to be there tomorrow, so that I should message my supervisor and just let her know and give her some advice on what he can do tomorrow for some items that he already took photos of that he can list tomorrow. Anyway, so I guess they're helpful in that sense. And they're saying you didn't even think us for giving you that recommendation. But anyway, I left work and immediately my eyes, and I'm again, while I could demonstrate for you voluntarily what they're doing, they're being so kind as to do a real live demonstration on this recorded video. I am not scrunching up my face or my eyes voluntarily. They are doing that. And I can do like that, and then it stops. Sometimes I still get through because I don't know where it's coming from. I do that, and they instantly pick up again. And they're saying, well, Kip, you don't know if you're really blocking it. We could just be stopping it when you do that. And it's like, yes, I technically don't know if I'm blocking it, but oftentimes when I do that, I feel shocks on my hand. But they often move to my hand anyway, and then change up the types of shocks with the pattern. It's fucking ridiculous. So again, Dad, Robin, Tom, Johnny, the odds of this being naturally occurring schizophrenic voices, when again, I've already taken at least three different medicines for schizophrenia that would have worked on a real schizophrenic, at least one of them, and they didn't, and they were given well enough time to do that. One of them takes up to 6 weeks maximum. I was on it for 2 months. But the odds of that being schizophrenic voices that oftentimes warn in advance, comment on it during, and then talk about repeated attacks during that come up again for telling the future on that. Sometimes for telling the future, from the very beginning, sometimes just doing it after the first one. And they're telling me right now, is that really premonition, or is that just you having a psychosomatic response of having naturally occurring schizophrenic voices that are telling you that there's probably going to be another one coming up right away? Anyway, the odds of that being schizophrenic voices, and again, I can block it. I've had witnesses that have felt these shocks to my hand, to my feet, or aimed at my feet. It is impossible. Yes, I'm coming. But the odds of that being schizophrenic voices is impossible. I've already proven that many different ways, and yet every day, Dad, you give these terrorists another day of my life. And you don't even watch these videos, and Robin watches them and she describes them to you possibly accurately or inaccurately. And in any case, these are not schizophrenic voices coinciding and sometimes threatening in advance, warning in advance of the attacks that are happening. That is impossible. It's so highly improbable, it is impossible. So, that's what I'm dealing with now. And now they're doing what's out of my fucking face right now. I am not voluntarily doing this. Why would I walk around when I'm walking Max or sitting outside smoking or coming from work? Why would I do this even when I'm not recording video? Why would I choose to pretend? Why would I pretend to do this? I'm not an attention-seeking whore, and it's actually quite embarrassing and something that I would not like to do. And oftentimes they'll do that, and they'll be like, "Oh, you look like a fool and an idiot doing that," which kind of is weird. It's kind of weird just to have someone like walking around with their hand over their head blocking the attack. It's just weird just walking around like this when they're attacking my head sometimes. And now they're shocking and burning my eyes, the right side in particular. It's tearing up now. There's a burning sensation on it. It's stinging. And they're going, maybe it's from the sweat. And it's like, I'm not really sweating much right now at all. A little bit dewy right here, but that's it. So that's another report, another day, and that's just a couple minutes out of my life. Oh, the other thing I wanted to add too is one thing that they're doing when they scrunch my face up is at the same time they pretend to have these conversations with each other as if they're like new conversations, like to someone who hasn't had this conversation with before, as if they're sincere conversations to begin with. They do these fake conversations from one to the other, or it could just be the same one person talking to him, just talking to himself as two different characters. It's fucking retarded. But one thing that they do is they'll say things like, they'll scrunch my face up, and it's like, they'll also be attacking me in other ways. Like, they just attacked the left side of my body just now, and it hurt real bad. Is they'll say something like, oh, I want to get a reaction out of him. And so since he doesn't, you know, he's so used to this right now, even though we're increasing the pain of it, even though he oftentimes doesn't give a reaction unless it's super painful, we want to get a reaction to it, to either what we say, especially to what they say, because they'll say shit and I just ignore it all the fucking time, because it's like, I can't respond to everything they do. You know, it's not, you know, it's nothing that can be done about it anyway. So I oftentimes don't respond to things that they say. And if I do respond to it, it's usually like a whatever, okay, whatever, yeah, you're cowards, whatever, you're a horrible human being. I'll just say it like a matter-of-fact way, because that's pretty much where we're at right now. And so they'll say asinine things like, well, you know, he's not reacting to what we say, so I want to get a reaction at him, so I have to force a reaction at him by doing, you know, by doing things like that. And that's a very common thing that they say right now. So that's fun.